I had a moment where I realized how lucky I really am when I'm going to put oil in the fan, and I realized I'm like, oh, I don't think I've put oil in this vehicle because Sam always does it, but he's away working right now. How lucky am I that that's not something I have to worry about? However, that's not actually the case of our relationship the whole time. It was probably the first 3 years, it was something that I would do myself, and I built up this like subtle internal resentment because growing up, I had a dad who always made sure that stuff was good, car stuff was done without even having to ask. And it was something that made me feel very loved and made me feel like, oh, I can just, like, I'm in my feminine, I don't have to worry about that stuff. And I didn't realize the importance of it until my partner didn't do it. And I didn't feel like I should have to ask. My mom didn't have to ask my dad, he just did it. But it was in that I was like, okay, I'm putting this, because he was raised different, so I'm putting my expectations on him that he should just do this and know that I want it done and how it makes me feel. So I would do it in ways of like subtle jabs of just making comments how he wasn't quite like my dad could always do it better. How that emasculates a man, I learned after the fact. It breaks my heart that I would make him feel that way. However, I could expect him to do this and just be that guy who just knows or just is that guy, or I could actually lovingly tell him what it would mean to me if he did that, because the insults weren't getting me anywhere. So when I switched to being like, hey, my dad does this and here's how it always made me feel, what this would provide for me. He every time has done it since, without me having to ask. Also without me having to ask, because every time he does it, I let him know how much it makes me feel loved. And he's made sure of, to the point where in this vehicle, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm confused with where this goes. Like, I know, but as soon as I opened it, I was like, do I know as much as I think I do? And it's such a gift, but it's a gift that I had to have clarity in what I want and be able to express that in a way that's loving and not critical, in order to get what I want. And also having a partner who's willing to hear me out when I say those things, but willing to say it in a way that makes them feel like they can do it instead of like depreciating them, if that makes sense.